Silverstein, they dropped their new record, Antibloom. This is the first half of the double album that they will be dropping the second half later on in the year, celebrating 25 years of the band, which is wild.
I did not realize Silverstein was that aged.
Yeah, they've been a band for a long time, but they continue to bring it for sure. I have obviously not been a fan of Silverstein for the last 25 years. Happy to report that I am not even 25 years of age, but I am a fan of all of their records throughout the discography, and they are one of those bands that has always had a very consistent discography.
For sure.
And this is just another notch in that discography that is fucking incredible. Love the way it opens with Mercy Mercy. Smacks you right in the face. One thing across the board that I noticed with the singles is all of the singles were very much in your face, typical Silverstein, what you get, post-hardcore. Love that side of them. But the album, the remaining tracks play a little bit more with that softer side of Silverstein, where they're not so in your face, which initially on first listen I was like, yeah, I don't know about this, because like you can't tell me the singles being Don't Let Me Get Too Low, Confession, and Skin and Bones, and then Cherry Coke being on the record. I'm like, what the fuck?
Is this the same album? Did someone fuck up?
But it's they always have walked that balance, that line, and they do it flawlessly again on this record. Overall, huge fan of this. My favorites, Don't Get Too Low, honestly all of the singles, but also
honestly every track.
Yes, but special shout out to Stress. I've been digging that one a lot as well. But I'm stoked on this record. I wish it was longer, but I understand there's a second half coming, because there are only 8 tracks and it almost felt like an EP, even though we're calling it an album. It's the first half of double album. But it left me wanting more, which I think was the intention. And I'm very excited to hear the second half of this later on in the year.
For sure. So, 5 years into the podcast, right? It's crazy. I'm finally having this realization. It's insane. So I feel like my perfect little spot, like album, EP, music consumption wise, is kind of like that 20 to 30 minute mark, because as you said, it kind of makes you want more. It's not overstaying its welcome. So I mean, you can believe how my brain is handling like the Bring Me the Horizon review that we're doing right now, where it's a consistent like hour. Bring Me the Horizon can get away with it though.
Yeah, but you're becoming a fan of Bring Me the Horizon more and more every single time.
I fuck with them so heavy. Amo? Come on. Okay. So, actually, indifferent. So, this album, as I said, is kind of, it falls into that perfect little box for me. I mean, it's like 22 minutes long, 22 minutes, 51 seconds. As you said, eight tracks, and I feel like they come and go. I mean, there's nothing that's even close to 4 minutes on here, which is incredible. But that's my fucking attention span to blame. That's all on me. Honestly, they can make an 8-minute ballad, and I'd be like, fuck, this is really good, but damn, TikTok, like, really fucked me up here. Checking my watch and shit. But this album is incredible. I mean, it comes and it goes. I'm very excited for the second half. I completely agree with you. I think Skin and Bones is possibly my favorite track off the album. Thankfully, it is fucking smack dab right in the middle of the record, so I get a little adrenaline rush when it starts going, and I go, it's this one. I like this one.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it flows really well, and fuck, man, I want the rest of the album. What's the other half called?
Pink Moon is the second half.
So not Super Bloom.
No.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm very pleased with this record. I completely agree. I think how they open up with Mercy Mercy and they close with Cherry Coke is great. I think A Little Fight is a cute little track. I mean, it's a minute and a half. Jesus Christ. It's at that spot where it's like, fuck, I really like this record, but because it comes and goes so quickly, it's like, damn, me likey a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's all I got.
Definitely gonna be spending a ton of time with this. But I'm excited to hear it in its entirety because, like, yes, Cherry Coke is a nice closer to the first half. It does feel like, you know, it also works perfectly as the middle point in an album because even though we're, depending on the context, not always the fan of where the slow track goes, it will probably work in this context. I'm just going to go on a limb.
So.
Yeah,
I would hope.
Yeah,
I would hope so.
I mean, they're kind of locking it in, but yeah, I'm excited to hear the second half of this record. They're out on tour celebrating 25 years of the band. They just finished up the first leg of the US. Now they're heading over to the UK and EU, and then they'll be back in the US for another leg because why the hell not? They're going to be touring.
Going in.
Yeah. They're going to be touring. They're going to be touring a lot. Plenty of opportunities to see Silverstein for presumably the rest of the year. They are letting everyone know they're celebrating 25-year anniversary,
years.
And I fucking love it.
Exactly. It's like, guys, the band is old as shit, and we're hitting our second peak. Like, it's insane how they're blowing up again,
dude.
This, I don't want to say late, but this far into their career, that shit is unheard of. It's almost like. Metallica did that very recently in the last like 5 years, I would say, when the new generation got a whiff of Metallica because of Stranger Things. It was kind of like they hit their second wave where it's like, oh my god, they're relevant as hell again. Granted, it's Metallica, so I feel like they're always going to stay like semi-relevant because it's Metallica.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see. Gives hope for, I assume, the bands in that same age group.
Yeah, it definitely did feel like a second wave has kind of hit the band because, you know, when I've seen
hit the second wave,
when I've seen them headline, you know, the shows always did well, but the last time I saw them on that Amity Affliction tour, the crowd was really weird and off, and then I, you know, didn't see them again until this most recent time where they sold out the same room that they played to a weird, standoffish, not typical size Silverstein crowd.
Hell yeah.
And I was just like, this is fucking awesome. So it's been really cool to see the success of the tour so far, and, you know, with that, the success of this album. Give second half, please.
Yeah,